So, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
How are you all?
Fine, sir.
Have you had a very good breakfast today?
Yes, sir.
What was the breakfast today? Vegetable? Rice. Have you all enjoyed that one?
Yes,
So, I hope you slept nicely yesterday night also, right?
sir. Yes,
So, hopefully, see, nobody will be sleeping now, right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, see, you might have seen various shapes there among the clouds. Haven't you seen some shapes there on the clouds? What various shapes you might have seen on the clouds? Or any shapes you might have seen on the
Birds.
birds you have seen. Okay. Then the animals you might have seen. Okay. Then what about the mountains? Among the mountains, have you seen some faces or images? You have not seen. At a distance, sometimes here also they are at a distance. Here also you can see. What have you seen?
God face.
God's face she has seen. God's face she has seen. Okay, then anybody else? Maybe the shape of some animals also you can see. Sometimes you may have observed a human being lying down there. Is it not? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is actually a wonder of nature only, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
our next lesson is entitled the Greystone Phase 1. It has got 2 sessions, and see some learning outcomes that by the end of the class. So these are the learning outcomes that is expected from you to be enriched by the end of the class. That means you should be able to narrate stories. Okay. Similarly, you have to read textual or non-textual materials in English. Then you should be able to identify details, characters, or main ideas, sequence of ideas, and events while reading. Then you should be able to read, compare, contrast, think critically, and so on. All these things are coming there. By the end of the class, you should be able to acquire all these skills that is expected from you. So there are some 21st century skills also you are supposed to acquire. The first one is creativity and innovation. Then collaboration, then communication, all these things. Okay? So have a look at this particular mountain. Can you find anything there, any image there? The image of a man, a human being is found there, isn't it?
Yes,
It's only a wonder of nature only. It is made by nature only, not by any human beings. So have a look at this one. Okay, please do not say the answer together. Say what do you find here? What do you find? An animal, it can be a tiger or panther or leopard or whatever it is, isn't it? Right? Cheetah, again. Some may say that it is, what is it? A bear also. Right? But see, actually it is only what? Cloud only. Cloud only. Have a look at this one. Again you can find some shapes here. Right? So, just think about your own villages. Just think about your own villages. Is there any story related to maybe related to any tree or mountain or a temple or anything there? Yes. Yes. What is it? About what is it? About a temple. A wonderful story is there. What is that? Can you brief it into the class? Very briefly. What is it?
The temple.
Say it. No problem. Okay, try it out in English. No, no problem. But you just try your level best. Just briefly, just 2-3 sentences only we need. What is it about? About whom it is? About a human being only. Yes, what happened to him or her?
Some workers are going, sir. There was no water, sir.
Okay.
They prayed to God, sir. Then God comes, sir.
Which God came? Name also will be there, isn't it?
Chintala.
Okay, then?
Then there was a lake, sir. That is filled with water, sir. And then after the temple is built in that side.
Okay, that means because of the grace of that God, a lake was person, isn't it? Correctly, na? That is what he meant. Similarly, any other stories are there related to any? Maybe sometimes related to a tree, it may be there, isn't it? Yes? Sometimes it may be every time puja may be offered there near the tree. Sometimes what we can say, you may say that a particular god or goddess is what is it? What we can say responsible for the grace of the entire village there, isn't it? Like there are so many stories may be developed by the various villages. Anyway. We'll just read the text aloud, okay? We'll just read the text aloud. So, please open the page number 120. Okay. Please open the page number 120. Please open the page number 120. So, I'll just read it once. All of you, please look at the text. One afternoon, when the sun was going down, a mother and her little boy sat at the door of their cottage, talking about the grace fish. They had only to lift their eyes, and there it was, plain to be seen, though miles away with the sunshine brightening all its features. And what was the grey stone face? The grey stone face was a work of nature formed on the perpendicular side of a mountain by some immense rocks, which had been thrown together so that when viewed at a proper distance, they resembled the features of a human being. If the spectator approached too near, he lost the outline of the enormous face and could see only a heap of gigantic rocks piled one upon another. But seen from a distance, the clouds clustering about it, the grey stone face seemed positively to be alive. It was the belief of many people that the valley owed much of its fertility to the benign face that was continually beaming over it. A mother and her little boy, as we said earlier, sat at the door of the cottage, gazing at the grey stone face and talking about it. The child's name was Ernest. Mother, said he, while the grey stone face smiled on him, I wish that it could speak, for it looks so very kindly that its voice must indeed be pleasant. If I ever see a mountain with such a face, I shall love him very much. If an old prophecy should come to pass, answered his mother, we may see a man sometime with exactly such a face as that. What prophecy do you mean, dear mother? Eagerly inquired Ernest. Please tell me about it. So his mother told him a story that her own mother had told her when she herself was younger than little Ernest. That at some future day, a child should be born near here who was destined to become the greatest and the noblest person of his time, and whose face in manhood should bear an exact resemblance to the grey stone face. Many still had faith in this old prophecy, but others took it to be nothing but idle talk. At all events, the great man of the prophecy had not yet appeared. Oh, mother, cried Ernest, clapping his hands above his head. I do hope that I shall live to see him. His mother was an affectionate and thoughtful woman. It was proper, she thought, not to discourage the fanciful hopes of her little boy. So she said to him, perhaps you may. So what we have to do now is just to read it silently after them. All of you, please read it silently after them. Okay? Just read. Okay, start. Okay, have you read it? There you can find the conversation, isn't it, between Ernest and his mother. Right? Can you act it out in the class?
Yes, sir.
Who are all ready for that one? Anybody is ready?
Sir.
So if you want, you can I'll give you just 1 minute. Just you can have some ideas. You can prepare some dialogues if you want. You can prepare some dialogues. Among the boys who are ready, anybody is ready? You are ready only. So we can find the dialogue that is going on between Ernest and his mother, right? So just for 1 minute only, that's enough. So this is known as art interpretive learning. That means you are going to act out the role of two persons here, isn't it? That means dramatic way your presentation is going to be done. Integrating art. Art means it is not just simply drawing pictures. Art has got different aspects. Isn't it? Visual art is the performing art of visual. Visual means drawing, whatever drawings you are doing. Then performing means it includes music, isn't it? Then a dance is there, theatre is there, like that it goes on. Right? So are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So which group is going to present it first? Okay, come. All places. Okay.
She is eldest and I am her mother. Namaste. Hi dear, what are you doing here? Mom, I am gazing at a great stone face. Actually, what is a great stone face? Oh, great stone face was the work of nature formed on the side of mountain perpendicularly by some gigantic rocks. Oh, okay. Is there any speciality? Because I heard that so many villagers were talking about that. Is there any speciality? Yeah, Mom, there is one specialty. Actually, from a particular distance, we can see a human face on the great stone face. See, you can only observe that. Yeah. Is there any prophecy? I think that. Yeah, there is one prophecy. What is it? When I am at a younger age than you, my own mother, I mean your grandma, told me that at some future day or any time, a man with the likeness of the human face, which is visible on the great stone face, will come to our village. Oh, really? Yeah, in future, he will be the wisest and noblest person. Oh, I wish that I do hope that I would live to see him. It's very amazing. Yeah, Ernest, I hope you may see him. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, nice. Next one, boys side. Any group is ready? Everybody is ready? Come forward. Come. Just spontaneously do it yourself.
I am mother and he is Ernest.
Mummy.
What, Nana?
What is that?
That is great stone face.
It is like a man face.
Yes, Nana. It is made up of so many immense rocks like man face. It is a work of nature only.
Are you hear the great stone face voice?
No, Nana. But I think that the great stone face voice is very pleasant.
The great stone face, any specialty is there or not, Mummy?
Yes, Nana. Great stone face specialty is there. You see that the mountain shape is like a man only.
The great stone face is where born.
The old prophecy is there, Nana, but I know that the old prophecy is there that a person will be born in this valley only and he becomes the noblest and richest person and he is that the great stone face.
I want to see the great stone face, Mummy.
Okay, Nana, in future you will be definitely seen that the great stone face.
Okay, very good, nice. Spontaneously we have done. Then any more groups from girls side? Okay, come.
A pleasant morning to all. She is Ernest and I am his mother. Hi dear, what are you doing?
Nothing, Mom.
Why are you sad? Can I bring something for you?
No, Mom, I don't want anything.
I think you are in deep thinking.
Yes, Mom, I am thinking about the gravestone case.
Huh? Gravestone face? What are you thinking about it?
Dear Mother, you know that while the gravestone case smiled on me, I wish that it could speak for it. It looked so very kindly. Its voice must be uniquely pleasant. I loved him very much. If I ever see a man with such a face.
Do you know that an old prophecy should come to pass?
What prophecy do you mean, Mother?
We may see a man, such a face, exact resemblance to the gravestone face.
Really? Really? The man have really such a face?
Ah dear, my mother told me when I am younger than little to you. A child should be born in this valley who was destined to become a greatest and noblest person in this valley. Many have had faith in this. This is their own property. But somehow, this is nothing but an idle thought only.
Oh, I do hope that I shall live to see the noblest and greatest person.
Perhaps you may be dear.
And
Thank you.
Okay, very good, nice, wonderful. Any other player is ready? Any other player is ready? Ready? Ready, please come. Last group, listen up.
I am mother and he is Ernest. Ernest, what are you doing here? I'm painting the gravestone face, Mom. Oh, I think you are in deep thinking. Yes, Mom. Ma, Mom asked the question. What is that, Mom? Why is the gravestone face is resembling like a man's face? An old prophecy is behind in this story. Prophecy, Mother? Yes, Mom, I want to know that. What is that, Mom? It was a prophecy. In a future day, a child should be born here, and his face should be like a gravestone face. Really, Mom? Who told you this, Mom? My mother has told me. It means my grandmother. Yes, sir, no, you are correct. Mom? Yes, Mom? Is anyone having faith on this prophecy, Mom? It is so many of faith on this about this gravestone face. But some are thinking it about an idle talk. Are you having any faith on this? No, sometimes I am feeling like that. Mom, from now onwards, I'm wishing to see a man in such resemblance of the gravestone face. Okay, I bless you to see that. Thank you, Mom. To fulfill your dream. Thank you, Mom.
Okay, great, nice, wonderful, listen up. See, how would you feel when they presented all these things in front of us? That means, I understand his mother, isn't it? They were alive in front of us, right? Why do you feel? When they acted out the various roles in front of us, why do you feel actually?
Exactly.
So those things actually went into your minds, isn't it? Yes, even if this particular party is actually asked for the examination also, it is very easy for us to write out, right? It is there in our minds. So this is art integrated learning only. Now you have acted out. It is performing art or it is coming under performing art. So through various such integrations, that means we can say that art integration is there, the sports integration is there, storytelling integration is there, and toy pedagogy also is there. Okay? Through various such pedagogies, what happens? So according to NEP 2020, classes are to be taken. So it becomes more effective, isn't it? You become actually part of the classroom. Instead of becoming silent spectators, what happens? You are involved in it. Naturally, no? Now, just we come back. See, I'll give you the meanings of certain words. What you have to do is just to read the text. Just read the text and identify the words. Identify the words. Give the meanings. You have to identify the words. For example, hut. You have to read the passage and I'll ask you individually. Okay? So, for example, you have already said hut is the meaning of cottage. Cottage is a word that is there in the text. Similarly, the next word, do not say together. It is a huge word. Do not say together. You just identify. Not that word. And if you know, you can raise your hand. Do not say it alone. Monica, what is it?
Immense.
Immense, she says. Is it right? Any other word is there?
Yes, sir.
What is the other word?
Gigantic.
Gigantic also is there. Is it not? Two words are there. Right? Let us see. Let us see. Mother. Both are coming. Is it not? Immense is coming and gigantic also is coming. Very good, sir. Then, coming to the next one. Look. If you know, please raise your hand. Only two have raised your hands. Resemble, she says. Is it right?
Yes,
Shall we check it?
Yes, sir.
Resemble. Correct. Right. Then coming to the next one. Pine. Pine. I think you can find it on page 121. Yes, on top we can find. What is the grey stone face? There you can find. Not possible. If you have identified, if you have picked out, please raise your hand. Okay, what is it, Harsha? One upon another means what is one word is there? There is one word for it. Huh? What is it? One word. One word for pile. What is it? No. Not a gather. Heaped. The word is heaped. Okay. The word is heaped. Heap means a pile. Keeping one upon the other. Okay. The next word. The next word is prediction. Next word is prediction. This come up. We came across this word many times. Okay, please raise your hands. Those who are able to. Dhoni. Prophecy. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Prophecy. So, cottage means? Then, immense means? Immense or gigantic means? The third word is resemble. Resemble means?
Look like.
Then, heap. Pile. Then, prophecy.
Prediction.
See, can you make a one-word sentence using these words? For example, look at the first word, cottage. Can you make a sentence using this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, make it. After you raise it.
Sir,
Ah.
Ernest and his mother sitting on their cottage.
Okay, I understand. His mother were sitting in their cottage. Right, correct. So, the second word, immense or gigantic, any one word.
A great stone face is made up of so many humans of gigantic rocks.
Okay, very good, wonderful. Then next word is resemble. Ah.
Ernest looked like a resemblance of the
The Ernest resembles the grey stone. Okay, Ernest resembles the grey stone. Right. So, the next word is heap.
Greystone face was formed by a heap of rocks.
Okay, heap or rocks. Right. Then last word is prophecy. Prophecy. Okay.
Great stone face was a old prophecy was this.
Okay, there was an old prophecy related to the grey stone. So we should learn all these words. You should write it down also in your notebook. All these words. You can write it down. The words and the meanings also. Just write down and tell that. word is water. Water means hot. Second word is immense or gigantic. Both mean huge. The next one, resemble, look like, keep, fight. And the last word, prophecy.
Prediction.
Okay, have you completed?
Yes.
So some question. Do not say the answers together. I'll ask you individually. Look at the very first question given there. The grey stone face was. There are 4 options. Just close to Anna's cottage, miles away from Anna's cottage, behind the cottage, in front of the cottage. Push up.
Just close to NS.
Is it right?
No, sir.
It's wrong. If it were very close, what would happen? You would not be able to, or they would not be able to see the face. Okay. What's the correct answer, Malika?
Miles away from Anna's cottage.
Miles away from Anna's cottage. Then only what would happen?
When
When viewed from a distance only, what would happen? They were able to see the human face. Oh. So, the next one. The grey stone face was made by. Just to clear. By nature. This is nature. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then, next question. What's the next question? Can you read out, Sarvada?
Many people believe that the valley was fertile because
Read the 4 options also.
option A of the good climate, option B of the river, option C of the great stone face, option D the soil was.
Yambar, can you say? What is the correct answer?
Of the grace of the grace.
Very good. Because of the grace, because of the blessing of the grey stone face. Correct one? Okay, then we will tell that. So now, the next one. The water prophecy was that one day, what would happen? 4 options are. The grey stone face would disappear, the grey stone face would come to life, the grey stone face would pose out to the valley. A man with that face would appear in the valley. Gautam?
That face would appear in.
Okay, a man with that face would appear in the valley. That's a correct answer.
Yes,
Orally. Okay, very good. Sit down. I think you have understood the lesson.
Yes, sir.
Now we will just read it aloud. Okay, we'll just read it aloud. So, what did you start? Others, please look at the book.
Afternoon, when the sun was going down, the mother and her little boy sat at the door of their cottage, talking about the grateful fish. They had only to
Lift.
lift their eyes and there it was, plain to be seen, through miles away, with the sunshine brightening all its features. And what was the great showcase? The great showcase was a work of nature formed on the perpendicular side of a mountain by the immense rocks, which had been thrown together, so that when viewed at the proper distance, they resembled the features of a human face.
Sit down. Continue. Go through.
Jesus Peter approached to near his
sit down, continue, Sneha.
A mother and her little boy, as we said earlier, sat at the door of their cottage, gazing at the gravestone face and talking about it. The child's name was Ernest. Mother, said he, while the great face smiled on him, I wish that it could speak, for it looked like so very kindly, and that voice must be indeed be pleasant. If I ever see a man with such a face, I will love him very much. If an old prophecy should come to pass, answered his mother, we will see a man sometime with exactly such a face as that. What prophecy do you mean, dear mother? Eagerly inquired Ernest. Please tell me about it. So his mother told him a story that her own mother had told her when she herself was younger than little Ernest, that at some future day a child should be born near here, who was destined to become the greatest and noblest person of his time, and whose face in manhood should bear an exact resemblance to the gravestone face. Many still had faith in this old prophecy, but others took it to be nothing but idle talk. And all
Please sit down. You please continue reading, okay? Read aloud many times. And some questions are there. You can write them down as a homework.
Okay.
Write down in notebook. Okay, haven't you written down? Okay. Okay, when you come tomorrow, what you do? You have to write down all these answers. Read the text very well many times. Okay? If some of students are able to be in groups and make the dialogue between Ernest and his mother, it will be wonderful, isn't it? Yes? You try, get prepared and right? Okay.